it doesn't make any difference if the guy is within your pass band. I don't care what radio you have, you're not going to get him out. But the filters, the brick wall filters are good in both radios. I have a guy that's only 1,800 feet away from me, and that any radio that I ever had, honestly, it was a toss-up between 6,500 and the Anon as far as not hearing him on the same band. It's just too close running legal limits. So not much I can do about that. But I just felt that I like the overall laying out of the mic circuit. I was able to run computerized audio if I wanted to run an IHRY box. For some reason, in both the 6,500 the 6,700, they put that beautiful XLR flash quarter-inch tip ring and sleeve connector on the back of the radio for balanced input, and they had a separate phono jack or BNC, I forget what it was, for my beverages. It did not require any protection, which I thought was really cool. So you buy whatever you think you want.
Oh, in other words, the 63 doesn't have protection for the on the. Does it? Well, wait a minute.
It uses a transverter jack for your beverages.
Okay, so you have to put a limiter on it, right?
Yeah.
That's no big deal. Pull diodes back to back. If you really want to get hairy with it, you can put a little relay in it, which will kill it.
And what was interesting? The tuner came separate. Now, when do I use a tuner? Oh no, I don't need one with my amplifiers. But if I wanted to make a contact, which I did several times on 30 or on 60 meters, the little tuner took my 160 meter antenna, so I could make a contact on 60.
Yeah. Well,
just the little things.
They list, I guess depending on what they get in trade, with or without tuner, so it depends on what they have on the shelf. It's more money for the tuner.
Yeah, I guess it's about $300.
Yeah. They sold them separately. I mean, that's not an issue. I could put that in myself, but I don't know if they'd like you opening up the box. That's another thing. They only show one radio that they open the box on. And that's the 6,700, 6,500, and the 6,300. They don't show it naked.
Well, the early radios, they used gerbils inside. Now they've sophisticated themselves to a squirrel.
Oh, okay. I do like the older style radio with the Foster connector in the front.
Do they feed those critters inside, Chaz?
Absolutely. How else do you get the warranty?
I agree. No, I was going to say, they got to do something. That's amazing what they can do. It's absolutely amazing. Good afternoon, W2QEG.
Hey, Carl.
What's happening, Carl?
Oh, man.
I got to tell you, I got a kick out of that one, Chaz. I love the way you express things. And somebody says, "Oh man, what's going on?"
Well, it is a new one, by the way, and I can't figure out how to make the mic work in the back. I found the mic settings, but I selected them, and it doesn't switch.
Are you able to get through, Jay?
Yeah, actually, I called him. I left him a message, and they called me right back. It is a new one.
Okay.
The button's on the side, and he checked the serial number. It was brand new.
Okay. Well, that gives you peace of mind.
Yes, most definitely.
What, did it look like a repack?
Well, it didn't come with a screen protector on the front, and he said the older ones did. This is a newer version where, if you watch on YouTube, if you watch any unboxing, and you'll see guys rip the screen thing off, and they show the power button being on the top. But this one has a different computer inside, and the power button is actually on the side. So that's why I was like, wait a minute, is this a used one? I knew that the power buttons changed, but I didn't know about, it not screen protector on it from in the box, from the factory. Like, when you buy a new phone and it has a protector on it, you got to rip off?
Absolutely.
Well, it didn't have that, so I was a little worried. I was like, wait a minute, man. But he told me they have to take them off before they put them together because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get them off. They'd be behind the plastic shielding.
Well, that would have made me think the same way you did, Jay.
Yeah, thanks, man. I thought I was crazy. But now I'm crazy because I found the menu to change the mic over to the rear, the back of the Maestro, but I kept keying up on top of you guys, and no one heard me. Well, I saw that I wasn't getting any audio out, so I got to figure that out.
You don't have anything plugged into the rig itself, do you, mic connection-wise?
Yeah, that's what I'm using now.
No. What I'm saying is, while you're trying to plug into the back of the Maestro, you may have to disconnect what do you have, the 8-pin in the 63?
Yeah, the 8-pin. There's two selects. Hang on, let me open this menu up. There's mic 1, mic 2, mic line, which I assume is for digital. Then there's radio mic, which is what I'm using right now. And then there's radio accessory, which is what my amp is plugged into. So I know it's not that one. But do you think it's simple as that? Is it because the mic is still plugged into the Flex itself?
Well, very possible. Chaz, did you ever run a Maestro?
No, I didn't. But I was just thinking, I think the new Maestros require, instead of peanuts, you have to feed them a pistachio.
Oh, you better run and get yourself a nickel bag or something.
All right, I'm gonna try that. I'll be right back. Let me see what happens. I'm gonna change it to I might come back in here and it's gonna sound like crap, but I'll find out if it works without it being plugged into the Flex itself. Give me 2 seconds. W0JAY.
Well, like I said, I have no experience with the Flex, but sometimes that's a situation when you have two mics plugged in at the same time. One is going to override the other. Two plug connection.
If you spend all that money for a Maestro, you ought to get a band with it.
Yeah, I would read up on it first, though.
Oh, you got to read the PDF.
Oh, there you go. That's what we're talking about. See if there's a conflict or maybe something as simple as having something else plugged in. But I would have called, too. If I would have received that without the plastic on the face, I would have said, wait a minute.
Yeah, for that kind of money, for sure.
Anyway, Chaz, we were out there today doing our usual duty and what have you, and needless to say, a little bit on the raw side for us young fellas.
Yeah, I didn't go, as much as it would have been nice to go over for the parade yesterday, it was too cold. It was much easier to watch on TV and more enjoyable.
I hear you. It's working, Jay.
Yeah, sorry, it didn't make a difference. I unplugged it. I tried them all, other than the accessory, and nothing. I wonder if this cable they shipped me is no good. I wonder if I should plug or maybe this little hand mic is no good from the Flex.
Hey, Chaz?
Yes, sir.
What's this Xtronics directional coupler for pure signal?
Yeah, what do you want to know?
From AC2IQ.
Yes, what would you like to know about it?
What does it do?
It's a sampler. It is what completes the loop between the non-radio and your amplifier, whatever amplifier you're using, to get the most benefit about reducing your IMD. It's a sampler is what it is.
Oh. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Where are you seeing that?
On his page, Cures page.
Oh, is that some page he has?
Beautiful done. That's very well done. And he's showing the pictures of his cat, too.
he sells those couplers through HRO.
Yeah. Well, FlexEver does that. That would be probably something to look at down the road eventually.
And they got to. I mean, they're going to get additional pressure if they had any idea how many more. Maybe they don't care. If they had any idea how many more radios, I would have never sold my 6500, and they pursued this adaptive pre-distortion thing, but they decided not to.
What's the guy's call?
AC2IQ, Alpha Charlie 2, India, Quebec. That's Dave.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar to me. That guy's from Jersey, no?
Yeah, Williamstown.
Yeah, I spoke with that gentleman.
He mods he's modding a 6500 for the pre-distortion.
That was my old 6500.
Really?
We never finished the project because Flex didn't want to hear about it.
But you did.
I didn't finish the project. It was Dave's project, and that circuit board was, like a beta board or an alpha board, whatever. But it increased the third order IMD or lowered it another 10 to 15 dB.
Wow. But you have to have the ability on the amplifier to do that. That's the big problem, right?
Oh, no. You could just use it in the radio. You didn't have to have the coupler. But the problem was there was no simple way. You had to get inside the box, and if you see on the back of the 6500, you put two SMA connectors. So there wasn't any way to make it work without changing the hardware.
Yeah, well, it looks like the body made in the 6500 was just the two cables and two connectors.
That is absolutely correct.
Wow, I mean, I could do that.
Yeah, but then there was an external board that he built. It never got it finished because he's busy doing other projects that he was making money on. But it can be done. And if you know the guy on Long Island, Alan, K2WS, he is doing that right now with his 6500.
Yeah, you could probably do it on a 6300 if you wanted it.
Do it on any of the radios if you wanted to do it.
If I ended up buying one used for a lot less, I'd, what the heck, if it's out of warranty, might as well do it.
It will happen. I guarantee it's going to happen down the road. I just don't know when. I got to run down the band to see if the guys are on 3715. I'll be back.
Roger.
KC2QXN. Hey, there he is. Chris? There's not much inside these things, huh? Where's Jay go? Said he'd be back.
No, I'm here.
He's back. What are you using, Jay? What mic?
I'm currently using the, it looks weird. I'm using the Maestro, my regular setup. Hello, radio. I like this DB thing, and the key up, it changes. Pretty cool.
Did you hook up the stock mic?
Yeah, I hooked up the stock mic, and I switched the mic settings over, and nothing. No work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I could turn off the receive, even though I'm watching it. Oh, that's crazy. So yeah, right now it should be working off the back of the radio, back of the Maestro. Believe it or not, I have it selected, M1 selected. There it didn't go, but it's not working. Ooh, don't turn the monitor on. mic gain too much?
A little bit.
Yeah, there. That's better. That's where it should be. These knobs are touchy. Let me tell you that. I mean, really touchy.
You're used to your mouse and your wheel.
What was that? I doubled it. I was trying to use the mic on the thing. It's selected, but it's not working. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. Maybe I got to reboot the Flex.
Don't know.
And I even have it so the bias on the Maestro was on, but the bias on the Flex itself radio is off.
It's freaking wild, Jay. I can see all the network traffic with I have a more advanced Asus router at the plant, and you can see who's going to what website. I mean, the whole 9 yards. I think we can do it with ours too.
Yeah, it's possible, Chris. All right, let me. I gotta get going here soon too. I got 20 minutes. Let me see if I can get this thing to work. I'm going to reboot the Flex. I'll be right back. I'm going to reboot everything, and maybe then I'll pick up the Maestro mic itself. For all I know, there's this brand new mic that I've never used is broke. Who knows? I just took it out of the package today, so or last night. But I'll be right back. W0JAY.
Well, check the mic. Did you plug it into the Flex itself not the Maestro, and just see if it works, Jay?
No, let me do that right now. I'll do that while I'm talking to you guys real quick.
And that'll answer that question if that's shot.
Hello, radio. Here's the stock mic.
It's working. It's working.
How bad does it sound?
Not bad at all. It doesn't have the fidelity the other mic has, but it's working. It's good.
Yeah, well, considering it's a hand mic and it's not going through my audio stuff, and it looks good. I mean, I don't know. So hopefully when I get it working on the Maestro, it'll sound this good with the same profile.
Well, the moral of the story is it's a working microphone.
That is true. So now it could only be one thing. Reboot everything and make sure the Flex know that there's a new buddy in town and he has to play nice with it.
That's right. Just check the PDF file if there's something that you may have to click and say Maestro mic port or something like that. Something that's stopping it.
I went through the settings, and every time I go to push this button, I end up moving my mic up and down. There's 5 mic inputs on this thing. There's M mic 1, which is the RJ45 in the back. There's M mic 2, which is the line 2, which is like a little 1/8-inch mono plug. And then there's M line, which is, I guess, for the digital stuff. And then there's radio mic, R mic, which is, what I would think I'd be on right now. And then there's radio accessories, which is if your mic is plugged in the back like Chris's. So I don't know. It got me baffled. So I figured I'd reboot everything and see what happens.
Well, I think I ran into, not with the Flex now, naturally, but I think I ran into a situation like that where on the 7100 here, I had the studio mic going into the back of the brains of the radio, and I had the hand mic plugged in the head of the radio, the separation head, and it was not working until I unplugged the mic to the back of it. I believe that's the situation I ran into. That's why I made that comment before. But go ahead and check it out, W2QEG.
Yeah, no problem. It made sense. I had the 7100. That was an awesome radio. I hope that's not the problem, because the only thing before that was plugged in when I undid the mic in the front of the radio was the accessory port going to my amp. So I don't want to have to unplug that to use this thing. That would suck. Then I would send it back.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case, though.
All right, let me just reboot this thing real quick, and I'll be right back. Hopefully it'll get it working. W0JAY.
So, Jay, what do you have to do to make it work?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a double there. Somebody said hello, Carl?
Carl, it's Tony in Lancaster. I haven't heard you for a while. Just want to say hello.
Hey, Tony, how are you? Everything's well here. Hope it's well with you.
Everything is good. Everything is good. I hope as well as with you. And you sound good. You got a nice signal.
Yeah, likewise here. You're 25 over here. Good signal here, Tony. And, yeah, I don't know which rig you're running today, but just running barefoot here with the 7300.
Sounds very good. I'm on an older Flex 5000 right at the moment.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I understand the Guy software, the 9-station software works very well with them, huh?
Yeah, he did a lot of mods to it. He updated it quite a bit, and it's nice software. Really brought this unit back to life a little bit. He's got a lot of different things on it, and it's still, basically the same type of thing, but it seems to give it a little bit more life.
Well, that's nice. The guys that looking for the older Flexes, you can bring some life to it. Very good, Tony. Tony, have you heard from Hippie or Jersey John or any of those guys? Over?
I spoke to Hippie about a week ago, and Jersey John don't get on the air too much from what I understand. I think he just listens a lot, but I think he's doing all right.
And what about Hippie? Where is he hanging his hat now? I know they used to get on late at night, as you well know, but does he get on regularly at a certain time?
No, I just happened to hear him that one time. He listens a lot, he says.
Oh, man, that's going to be tough for him to listen and not say something. But anyway, last time I spoke with him was on 2-meter sideband, believe it or not. He was on his way down to his mom's place, and I've emailed him a couple of times, but I never got any kind of response. So I didn't know if it was a bad email or anything like that. But Jesus, I haven't heard him on HF, and I can't tell you how long. Anywho, well, I'm glad he's still doing well.
Yeah, I think he's busy working his business that business, the one-man business he has there. So I think he's been pretty busy.
Well, that's a good thing, Tony.
Yes, it is. All right, Carl, I just heard you in there. I just wanted to say hello, and you sound real good here, and 7300 sounds excellent. Yeah, we'll be listening. NY3R.
Yeah, no problem. I have the IHY boxes hooked up to it with the RE27, Tony, and I just like the way it sounds, and that's the reason for that stuff. Otherwise, the rig sounds good without it, too, But good enough. Well, thanks for saying hello. Needless to say, don't run. Hang in there. There's a few fellas in here. Tony, you got any experience with the Maestro?
I had a 6500, and I had a Maestro for a short time. I really don't have too much experience. I could tell you, Dave, WO2X, he has a lot of experience with the Maestro.
Yeah, absolutely. This fella, Jay, is trying to plug it in. He just received it today, and for whatever reason, the mic is not working for him when he plugs it into there, and I don't know if there may have been something else that he needed to unplug from the unit itself.
Well, he has to put it on the Maestro to the mic, I guess. At least that's how I did it. I thought when I had the older Maestro. Did you get the newer Maestro or the older Maestro?
I believe it's the newer one. Jay, are you able to transmit?
Yeah, it's the new one.
Okay. Does it say on that thing mic or anything like that? Front mic?
Yeah, I got M mic 1, M mic 2, M line, R mic, and R accessory. Believe it or not, right now I have it on M mic 1, which is supposed to be the Maestro mic 1 input, which is where I have it plugged into, but I'm talking to you through my radio, my Flex itself.
So I don't know. I'm not really too familiar with the Maestro. I had it for a little while, and then I got rid of it because I went to the iPad. Then I got rid of my 6500. So, but I'm getting a 64M here. So I should have just kept my 6500. But anyway, I'm getting a 64M. So we'll see how that works. But it should work some way or another.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if there's something I have to turn on or off or what. But I can't seem to get it to let me use the mic through the back of the Maestro. I mean, I've put my finger on the mic line or M mic 1, and it's gray. So I assume it's selected, even though I'm talking to you through the Flex itself.
Did you try putting the mic in the Maestro and see if it works with that without having it in the Flex?
Yeah, we tried the mic on the Flex itself, and it works.
On the Flex itself, but how about on the Maestro? When you put it in the Maestro, it don't work?
No, that's the problem.
I don't know. I don't understand that. Well, look on the Flex. Does it say anything about Maestro or iPad or something like that? Does it say that on it?
Well, I can't open the Flex software with this running, otherwise it kicks it out with the Maestro running. But I'm looking through here and I can't find anything that would tell it to switch or anything. I do have a mic settings where let's see, where was it? Under audio, main audio out, Maestro, front speakers enabled. That's it, really.
Okay, you have main audio out on the Maestro. Do you have that clicked?
Yeah, you guys are talking. I hear you guys through the Maestro.
Okay, well, I don't know. It's strange. I don't know why you're not able to get the audio through the Maestro. When you transmit, I'm not too sure about why that's happening.
Yeah, the only other thing it could be is their little cable that they did that I bought. Their 8-pin modular to RJ45. Maybe that cable doesn't work. I don't know. I know the mic works because I plugged it directly into the Flex and it worked fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I kind of forget how that thing works because it's been like over a year since I had the one. I had the older one. They had a problem with them bricking if the batteries die. I guess you know that.
Yeah, I know. If you let the batteries die on the old ones, they're dead. Yeah, I heard about all that. That's why I was happy to buy a new one.
Right. What Flex do you have?
It's the 6300.
Okay, you sound good. And do you have the tuner with it?
Yeah.
And you're using version 2?
Yep, version 2.1.3, and I'm running the SPE 1.3K.
Well, you sound good. You sound good here in Lancaster. You're doing a good job. I guess, where were you, in New York or so? So where are you located? In Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or so?
New York, Tony.
Oh, it's in New York, okay.
I think it's in
Sorry about that. No, I'm in Connecticut. I hit I hit something on the menu and it locked me out. What did it do? I hit switch radio or something. But yeah, I hit switch radio. But yeah, I'm in Seymour, Connecticut.
Okay, you sound great. I mean, you sound very good.
I put you in New York with Jim, Jay. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm in Seymour. I'm in Connecticut, about 14 miles north of the coast, Bridgeport.
Okay, yeah, you sound, you got a nice signal. I don't know if, what antenna you're running, but you sound very good here. Very, very nice.
Yeah, I'm running the off-center fed. It's up about 50 feet. And I'm only doing about 700 watts right now. I got it amp down, turned down.
Well, sounds good. Sounds very nice.
Well, thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks for your help too. I gotta leave here in like 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and see if I can get it to work. I gotta go pick one of the kids up from school, and who knows? Maybe I'll get on the iPhone. I know that works.
Jay, if I don't know if you know Dave, WO2X, if you can even email him or something, I'm sure he can help you like Tony mentioned, and he's right. And I think he's back to work now, though, Tony, correct?
Yes, I think he went. I heard he went back. He went back to work, I believe.
So he might be on later on, Jay. I'm sure he'll be able to help you. I don't know if you familiar with Dave, WO2X?
Yeah, I am. He's back to work after his knee surgery. Yeah, I've talked to him a bunch of times. He hasn't been on lately, maybe because he's back to work and they got him working extra.
No, I've heard him. Matter of fact, on this frequency, he came in and said hello to us one day. I think he was on his iPhone. But anyway, it's possible he's catching up on things. But anyway, if anybody can help you on the air, I think he'd be the guy.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. I'll see what I could do. Maybe I could send him an email and get him on the air or something.
You got it. Okay, I'm going to step away too, but good hearing from you again this afternoon. And Tony, good hearing you. And needless to say, keep smiling, Tony. It's all good, no matter what. You sound good. You're having fun. Smile. W2QEG.
Yeah, there you go, Carl. It was good to hear you. It'll say 73s, and nice to meet the fellow in Connecticut, and enjoy the maestro. I'm sure it's something simple. So catch you later. Norway Yankee 3 radio clear, 73s.
So long.
It's all good.
All right, guys. We'll catch you later on. I appreciate all the help, and I'm sure we'll talk at you again. And we'll be around. W0JAY 73.
All right, Jay. Go get the kids or kid off the bus stand. Anyway, hello, Mr. Rick.
Yeah, hello, and goodbye there, Jay. Yeah, hi, Carl. I'm just literally passing through the shack here. I gotta get outside and get some more firewood together, collect some kindling that I have in a pile before it gets wet again, and then it's, it gets damp and then it gets smoky, which is no good. I got to get that in this big pail and get it covered. And a few other pieces of wood I want to cut down a little bit. They're a little bit too long, and just stack some stuff up on the front porch again in the hoop. So that's about it. It's getting kind of chilly, nasty again here. I'm supposed to get some rain, and just trying to keep the blood flowing and get the heart started outside again.
I know what kind of hoop you're talking about, and it's not the brothers' hoop, that's for sure. We have one of those hoops on the front porch up at the cabin, where we try to keep it out of the weather a little bit to get started. And needless to say, we have a wood shed up there, strictly with the cores of wood stacked in there, and we get the young fellas out there with the wheelbarrows, get it over here. Anyway, all right, Rick. Yeah, I got to get out of here too. So later. W2QEG.
Okay. Yeah, you got a couple of runs. I'm sure there's some more bags. There's been a lot of betting going on,
Yeah, I know it. I told the guys they got to slow down. They're overdoing it here. I'm pushing it. I'm getting the mileage on the vehicle, and the bags are not heavy enough, so they got to slow down or get the big bags.
Okay. Yeah, we get a lot of mileage out of this routine, don't we? But it's fun. It's funny. It's good stuff. And as older men, we start to repeat ourselves anyhow. But at least when we're repeating ourselves, for the most part here in the bubble, we still remember and we still recognize that we are repeating ourselves, which is a good thing.
I'm a believer in that, because that's the most important thing. You still know that you're out there, in many ways. All right, later. W2QEG.
Hey, Carl.
I just wanted to say hello because I heard you talking to the boys, and I was kind of in the background and running around doing stuff, so just wanted to say hello. I just heard you in the mobile briefly this morning, so all right. Got to get back to work, too. WX2T.
All right, later. And yes, Mr. Jim, I heard you.
I just got to say, I just got back in here because I was putting some toroids on the coax.
Those toroids, by the way.
Man, you sound marvelous. Do not touch any dials. Leave it alone. It sounds outstanding.
Who, me?
You always sound good, but Carl, this is the best I've ever heard, Carl.
Well, Carl always sounds sexy and loud, and he's as they used to say, W2ONV and those guys, bodacious.
Thank you, Jim. I'll send that check over to you later.
No problem, buddy. But no, you really do sound good. It really was outstanding.
Likewise, all you guys. All righty, I got to get out of here. W2QEG.
Yep, take care. And Rick, I put 4 of those big snap-ons for RG. Yeah, RG8 or 213. I put 4 of those snap-ons. That's all I had. Where the coax comes into the house. From my antenna switch. I was going to put it right at the antenna switch, but I figured, you know what? It might still pick up some stuff before it gets to the oil burner room. With the oil burner room, it shouldn't be any problem, but I could probably also put them inside too, but in other words, past the electricity stuff it's probably going right. Now it's looped around, so it's not. But I figured, there might be wall, dimmer switches in the wall, and if the coax is run on the outside wall and the electrical is running on the other side, let me just put it when it comes into the house and then goes through the basement to my room. And I just did that, and I knocked everything down. I'm down from S9 to S4.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, and good for that common mode stuff too. Overall. So that's good. I'm a little concerned that we're putting when you come up here, I'll show you that we're putting just briefly because I got to get out there and do something, but we're putting it in a split system. I was going to get the Mitsubishi, but I found another dealer around here that, a guy who already takes care of the oil burner and what have you. And he has Fujitsu, so I'm putting in a Fujitsu split system in the bedroom upstairs. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is the 220 line and conduit that's going to run down the outside wall will be, and then the outside unit, the condenser unit, will be outside near ground level. But I'm just a little concerned because it's going to be in fairly close proximity to the coax that comes down from the dipole. I hope I don't get any funky stuff happening.
Well, if you don't mind me saying so, because, you know, when we had that little 2-year stint upstate, I lived up in Carmel. The house up there had no central air, you had to use in-the-wall air conditioners. And the electrical system, I think, was like maybe 150 amp. We had enough room to put, you know, the air conditioners, but we'd have to run cabling for it and stuff like that. All the yada, yada, yada stuff. So when we looked at the heat pump, guys were coming in with ridiculous quotes. And this one guy from Orange County comes over, and he goes, you know, not for nothing, but this roof line is too shallow. You'd have to really take part of your roof out, which probably would mean re-roofing the house, just to install this up in the attic, because there's no way of getting stuff really up in the attic. You'd have to, like, raise the roof, or they would just make it up there. That's how shallow, the roof was. So he goes, go with the splits. And I said, well, I heard a Mitsubishi. And then he said, I can give you a system with Fujitsu, like half the price. And he did the job. He was less than half the price. And it was really, really enjoyed those splits there. We had a 28,000 whatever ceiling unit, Sierra unit, whatever they call it, and then we had 2 units, one big unit in the living room, which covered a good area, much greater than the living room. And then we had one in the master bedroom, and basically dehumidification, central air, and heat was unbelievable. And we had really cold winters. And it would become inefficient at 0 degrees outside, but it still worked. And that's what impressed me. And we supplement that with the forced hot air. But this is gonna make you laugh. You're worrying about something. Now, I don't know, but I don't think they've changed it that much. You know, they've made these things more efficient, but I would say 90% of the time, I don't think you could pick up anything from that unit, because our unit was outside exactly where the electrical line. I mean, my amateur radio stuff, my switch box, and everything was right out there, right next to it. And when I made my Rex next to it, it was a foot away. So I would turn the unit on, turn it off, power it down, throw the switch to breaker. There was no noise, no RFI, no nothing. I was very, very impressed that the system, RF-wise, was very silent. And we really enjoyed it. And running alongside the house at that time, he was using gutter, material. So it just looked like where the units were mounted up on the wall, because it was, the basement. It was at basement. The basement on the back of the house was going because it was on a slope, was going out to the ground. And the way they ran the electric and the tubing, it was all in gutter material, and they did a really nice job. I was expecting to see all kinds of pipes and electrical. No, it was no issues whatsoever. Really, really nice, clean installation. I was very happy with it, and believe me, if I had forced hot air again, I'd say the heck with it and go with the splits. Really, very, very good system.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. Good to know, Jim. Yeah. Well, this is a 12,000 BTU, and I had a big window, Frigidaire, 15,000 BTU unit sticking out one of the windows, which is going to come out anyhow because the window is it's old and it's leaking, and we're going to, long story, we're going to extend some closet space and cover up where that window was, and then put this split system. It doesn't have the heat pump option. My guy just said, don't waste your time with it. Your heating system is efficient up here. I said, yeah, it's fine. Anyhow, we have forced hot water and oil fired, and everything's hunky-dory. He does my oil burner, too. But, yeah, the Fujitsu's a little cheaper than the Mitsubishi. The Mitsubishi was a 15K BTU. He said, this will suffice for you. It's much more efficient, 12,000. Save you a little money anyhow. So at least I know the guy, and I got two other quotes, too, from two other guys that were going to put in Mitsubishi. So I said, oh, geez, how did I even forget this guy? I didn't realize at first that he did AC, and then so I called, and I said, do you guys do AC, too, don't you? And she said, yeah, and then he says, yeah, we do Fujitsu. I said, okay, well, I'm willing to look at it and compare. So he's got the gig, and he'll be here April 6th to do it. One day deal. He's got to run some conduit outside, and I've got a spare breaker in a sub panel in the garage, which isn't being used anymore, which had been used for a dehumidification system for the pool, but that's not being used anymore. So we'll just tap into that, so it should be pretty easy. One hole goes through the side wall of the house, which will run the electrical to a conduit for the 220, and then the condensate line, and that's about it. And to the unit, down below near ground level. So, but I've had to lug this big Frigidaire monster and put it in the window and a bracket, and it's just up high, and it's a pain. I just said to Jen, I said, enough of this. Let's go this route. So that's what's on tap. And yeah, just like you said, basically for the bedroom, for dehumidification, and we really only need it, quite frankly. I would say 2 to 2.5 months out of the year. The rest of the time, we have fairly good cross ventilation, even when the winds predominantly come from the southwest, and then out the other windows out to the bay on the north side. So most of the time, we can just get by with some ceiling fans here and there, and whatever. So, well, yeah, hopefully no electrical noise from any of that. And but you always wonder with situations like that when you're introducing a new circuit and something else enters the equation. And it's in close proximity, but hopefully not. We'll see. Keep our fingers crossed on that one. So, all right, I'm going to get outside and get this done before it gets dark, as they say up here. It's like George Carlin used to say, and tonight's forecast, dark.
Well, the Fujitsu, the splits, I really enjoyed them. It was, up there, we're close to a lake, so it got a little more humid, probably similar to what you have, and like the same as you, what you're saying, 2.5 months out of the year you're using the air conditioning. But I would say in the spring and the fall, especially during the rainy periods, within 5 to 10 minutes, the humidity, you could feel it just disappearing. That let's swirl this way. That dank feeling was gone. Within a half an hour, it would just clear it right up. And I really enjoyed that part. The off season for cooling, but the dehumidification factor was definite plus. So I think you will enjoy it. Anyway, I'll let you go. And again, thanks for all the info on the phone. It was a very interesting conversation. and we're trying to, look at things now. Probably tonight we're gonna, look at the hotels and, try to get an idea what the long-range forecast is. But this weekend it looks like it's going to rain all weekend, the way it looks so far. So this weekend would have been a wash. But we'll see what happens next weekend. But we're going to try to plan it, this weekend and try to get the gear in motion. I think it might be a go. I'll let you know more tomorrow. But tonight, I think we're just going to settle in and start a fire downstairs. I mean, not downstairs, in the living room. And, watch a little bit of the tube and relax. WX2T, KE2TR.
Okay. Yeah, I always knew you were a pyromaniac. Start a fire in the living room. And hopefully there's a fireplace there.
Oh, yeah. That's a wood-burning stove, and came with the house, and I've been making full use of it. I have plenty of wood to use in it. And I just don't believe, to be honest with you, today, when I got in here, it was S9, the noise was S9, which is still S9. And I was only bringing that down to S7. And then we started with the choke in the back of the radio. And I went from an S7 to, let's say, an S6, maybe 5.5 to 6, somewhere in there. And right now, putting those chokes on the coax before it enters into the house, I mean, it's at S4. I'm waiting to see what happens at night, or early in the morning. But that makes this band a lot more usable and listenable. The only thing I do notice is because of the settings of the main antenna gain, it's at 5, so it drops down the signal about 6 dB coming in. But this thing's got so much sensitivity, it could use a little cutback. But it's the best I've ever gotten it. So I'm going to order more of those snap-ons from DX Engineering, and we'll play more with that. Maybe I can lower it down to S1. That'd be great. I can hear the church mouse fart in Russia. Anyway, catch you later, Rick. Have a good afternoon and a pleasant evening for you and your wife. WX2T, KE2TR.
Yeah, you too, Jim. And 73 and everything duly noted. Yeah, we have a wood burning insert in the fireplace in the living room. Yeah, we love it. It's great. Great stuff. So, you got me thinking too. Not that my noise is severe as yours, but that might not be a bad experiment in case, especially if I get a couple of other doodads and stuff I might want to order from DX Engineering. That's not a bad idea. So you got stuff coming down the shield. You got something there that's interesting. Yeah, that makes me think. Okay, and one time I did that also. I had a bigger. I think it was made by TDK. Believe it or not, it was a ring, a toroidal core. It was a ring, and I had some hash that was coming in on the power line, and I wrapped the power line of the Astron. This is back in New Jersey. I wrapped it through the toroid and around, and took care of that. So they do come in handy from time to time, because sometimes you never know where it's coming from, and it's very hard to track down. It's insidious. It really is. But I learned a lot when like I said, when I killed the main here, and I went on battery, and lo and behold, there was nothing, believe it or not, in the house. The only time I get a little noise in the house is when a couple of the dimmers go on. But that's no big deal. The one noise blanker in the rig does a pretty good job of attenuating that. And luckily, thank God, when all of when the dimmers are all off, I don't get any noise from them, which doesn't always happen. Sometimes when they're, even when they're off, they throw noise. So I guess I'm lucky in that regard. But, okay, any other questions, give me a call if I can be of any further assistance. And, we'll see you later. Have a good night. Enjoy. If you're going to do a little DXing, have fun. And check back in tomorrow morning, certainly. WX2T clear with KE2TR.
73, take care, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon, Rick. WX2T, KE2TR.
from beautiful downtown Riverhead, KC2QX.